Howdy y'all, welcome to the channel. So today I want to tackle a question of whether or not you can get a good deal on a gun at a pawn shop. The short answer is yes, but we're going to dive into the long answer. Now, pawn shops are around to make a profit, of course. So they're going to charge as much as they can to make a profit. But if a gun sits in the pawn shop too long, they're actually losing money because it's not moving. They need to sell that. They'll tend to mark it down, or they'll be a little more flexible for you to haggle with them. Now, I shop a lot at pawn shops. I've got about 5 or 6 different pawn shops I drive to a couple times a month, and I just browse what they have. And here's the thing with that. You have to be patient. So you may see something you really like, but it's not the right price. Be patient. If you go back and it's gone, you weren't meant to have that. If you go back a month later, it's still there and they've marked it down, or you ask them, hey, will you take $75 less or $50 less? Well, now you're talking. So you want to take advantage of that item sitting there. Now, especially right now with the panic buying of 2020, a lot of people ran out and bought a gun they never shot, they stuck in a drawer, and when times get hard, they go pawn those items. So you got a lot of guns flowing into pawn shops right now. Some of them have never been shot, and you can pick one of those up pretty damn cheap. I like to establish a rapport with the pawn shops I go to. Most of them know me by name. They all know me by sight. I go there a couple times a month typically. A lot of times I'll walk in and they'll go, hey, we got this in yesterday. Or, hey, we know you like 22s. We got this old rifle here. And it makes it a lot easier. It also makes them a little more flexible because we have a rapport already. One of my favorite pistols that I have, this Beretta APX, and it's my current nightstand gun. I bought this at a pawn shop in 2020 when everything was kind of in shortage, and I picked this up for about $300, which at the time was a pretty good price. Now you got the A1 out, it's about $500, and that's optics ready, so it makes this one a little irrelevant. But this is a great gun. I have thousands of rounds through this. I've never had a malfunction. And it's a fantastic shooting and handling firearm. It just feels like an old friend. That grip, everything about it is just really nice. And I picked that up for $300 because it had been sitting there for a while. They had it at $400, they marked it down at $300, and I snatched it up. When I picked this up, I'm pretty sure this had never been fired. It was a first responder's gun. The tag was still on the side of the box, but I inspected it thoroughly. And there was nowhere on the feed ramp, nowhere anywhere on the slide rails. I went ahead and took it down in the store and couldn't find any signs of use. So if he fired it, he only put a mag or two through it, and it just was sitting there. So you can find a good deal. This TX22 competition, I found this at a pawn shop. This was brand new. Now, a lot of pawn shops in my area, I don't know about where you live, but they'll order new guns as well. And this was sitting in there. These run about $5 or so, and I picked this up for $350 because it sat there for a couple months. They didn't think they could sell it, so they marked it down to $350. I tried to talk them down on that. They wouldn't come down, but that's okay. $350 for over $500 or around $500 gun, I'll take it. Brand new. This thing's great. This Gerson, I just picked this up recently. This sat in their pawn shop for about a year and a half. Wasn't moving. They marked it down $200. It's also discontinued, which piqued my interest, which is why I picked it up. We'll see how it shoots. Haven't got that far yet. But you can get a good deal at pawn shop. What I suggest is you frequent the pawn shops in your area often. You look what they have. You don't impulse buy. Be patient. Wait a while. If it's still there, haggle with them a little bit. Or if they've marked it down, even then, maybe try to haggle with them a little bit. Also, thoroughly inspect the firearm. Make sure everything is in working order. Also, another thing I'd like to do is check GunBroker for prices. If I find a used Beretta APX on GunBroker and it's cheaper than what the pawn shop's charging, I can use that as a bargaining tool. or I can decide that that firearm, they have it priced too high, and I'll wait. So that's another good option. To wrap up, yes, you can find a great deal at a pawn shop if you're patient, you shop around and shop often, and you bargain. And I've purchased half the guns I own are from pawn shops, and half of those are new. They order those, they sit there, they think they're not going to sell, so they mark them down. That's what I got for you today, friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. All helps the channel, and I will see y'all next time I make a video. Y'all stay safe.